Hello, I am Drag, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking over what I did for Movember. But before I start, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel to see more of my speed paint videos. So for Movember this year, I wanted to give some characters mustaches, kind of like how I did about a year ago. So, on Instagram, I posted a question sticker to get some responses, and, I was not disappointed. But, first let me explain what Movember is. Movember was started in 2003 in the land of Oz to raise awareness for men's health issues. The point of it was to start growing, a sweet mustache, and basically online people would sponsor you, and then the money goes to resources for men to use if they're ever in situations where they need those resources, right? Right. Naturally, the internet does what it does, and it commandeered the topic and was like, hey, look at this sweet-ass mustache I got. And so now it's a meme. I intend to capitalize on that meme by drawing a bunch of men with mustaches. Anywho, I wanted to draw some characters, just like the bus, right? And I asked, and I got many more responses than I was expecting. So I managed to whittle it down to about 7, and that is what this is. That is the video that you are currently watching. Now, on to that video that you are currently watching. With this year's Movember, I wanted to not only give these characters mustaches, but I wanted to draw ones that would fit the vibe that they were giving. Now, I obviously planned this part out from the start, and with each one, I wanted it to be different from the last one. Granted, a good chunk of these characters already had mustaches, but you know what? I work hard, okay? I do a lot of stuff, so I deserve a break. And somebody suggested Bo from She-Ra, and I went, okay, I'll draw him, because he already has a mustache, and I maybe have had a crush on him when I was but a babe, but that's just between us, right? Right? Anyway. I went with the original design because that was the one that I was more familiar with. I know that there's a She-Ra remake that has him, but he doesn't have a mustache. And I wanted the first one to be easy. I wanted it to be recognizable. And, it's just, there it is. I wanted to make my life easier for this challenge because I knew that it was going to be difficult. But, yeah, there is the first mustache down. Next stash goes to Patches from Dark Souls. Complete disclosure, I know next to nothing about Dark Souls. I just knew that everyone's dead and the bosses are really hard to beat. Not my type of game at all. So, when my friend suggested that I draw him for this challenge, I knew that this drawing would be a challenge. This particular friend has a habit of pushing me to my artistic limit, and I've known them since high school, so I kind of understand why. They've kind of watched my art development grow. So, I decided to give Patches a pencil stash, because a pencil stash is one of the most hated stashes. But it also works with his character, because what they were saying is that he's kind of like, standoffish and whatnot. Standoffish, kind of a dick. But he's like nice or something unless you're a cleric. I'm like, oh, okay, so you just don't have to be a cleric, and then he's like, yeah. That. But yeah, take that, bruh. It's payback. It's called motherfucking payback. And that's Patches. I hope you like him. The third stash was Derek Hale from Teen Wolf. I have never seen Teen Wolf. I know Derek Hale from a very terrible Netflix show called Another Life. And that show, he didn't even make it to the end of the first episode. They killed him. They killed him at the end of the first episode. It was hilarious. Also, wasn't he like Superman or something? I think that he was Superman at some point. With his mustache, I realized the show only gave him a beard, and that was in his werewolf form. And I wasn't about to draw him in his werewolf form because I didn't want to draw him in his werewolf form. And when I was looking at pictures from the show, in his werewolf form, like, they just kind of made him, like, a bit more gruff looking. They emphasized his brows and stuff. I'm like, really? That's it? That's all they did? Like, come on. I want to see, like, a full-ass, disgusting Harry Potter werewolf. Like, go hard or go home. Granted, they probably didn't have that budget because it's Teen Wolf, and I think that's a CW show. Anyway, I almost turned him into Scott Howell because that was what he was giving me. But then I realized that Scott Howell doesn't have a mustache, so I couldn't go the Scott Howell route like I had planned on it. And you'll see that I changed his eye color from blue to green because that was me about to turn him into Scott. Like, no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. I was half tempted. So instead, I decided a healthy compromise would be to give him Scott Howell's jacket. And so I did. There we go. Stash number 3. Boom. Stash number 4 is Zongsu. I thought this one was going to be easy. I took this one because I thought it would be easy. I mean, it's not every day that somebody says, oh, hey, for this challenge, can you draw your character? I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, like, I would love that. And I was dumb. I thought that it would be easy, and I was dumb. Uzongsu's took me about 2 days to actually do. It took me 2 days. Granted, I'd already done 3 mustaches, and I'd been trimming for 5 hours at that point, so I was pretty tired at that time. But yeah, it took me the longest. And the hardest thing about his outfit was the collar, because they wanted him, like, they suggested him to be, like, in his clown out. And so I'm like, fine, whatever. And the hardest part was the fucking collar, because it's striped. And I don't know why I did that. Oh, I know why, because I hate myself. And I decided that in this challenge, they should all be painted busts, because I hate myself. Anyway, mustache number 4 down. Boom! Mustache number 5. Yes. In the suggestion box, this one is actually a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, and he messaged it as a joke, and I messaged him, I'm like, I'm gonna give you a cop stash, and then he sent me a frowny face, right? We love that. And I told him, no, this is happening, and he accepted it at that point, and I'm glad that he accepted it, because I get to now say, hey, you remember that time that I drew you? Do you remember that? Do you remember that time that I drew you with a cop mustache? And he was asking, yeah, but why did you give me a cop stash? I'm like, I don't know. I should have given him the cop sunnies too. I really should have, because, I don't know, it would have, I feel like it would have tied the thing together. But, yeah, I hope, I love this, and I hope that it torments you forever. Just know that I drew this because you suggested that I draw you in this suggestion thing. And, yeah. So, let that haunt your nightmares tonight. Mustache number 5, complete. Mustache number 6 is, a character. His name is Richard Dangler, and he was made to promote Rascal Clothing Company. And he's portrayed by an Instagram influencer going by the name of Classic Kissick. He is a Canadian man that I have drawn more than once. And on Instagram, my audience calls him Mustache Legs Man. And I told him that we called him Mustache Legs Man. And he just laughed because I guess he thought it was funny. Anyway, I found him because of special interest stuff and thirst. And, yeah. And then, and I saw the sick-ass mustache, and I'm like, whoa. And this guy has amazing legs. And somebody in the comment section found him, and then that is how I found him. And then I drew him, and I might put that video up. I have drawn him more than once. But yeah, Richard Dangler is like a pseudo-adult entertainer star. Funny, but he was just promoting the pants, and it was very funny. And he is a meme to me now. But yeah, mustache number 6, Richard Dangler. Y'all, I'm exhausted. Okay, like, at this point, I was doing so much. I had been streaming for like 3 days, like 5 hours for 3 days straight. I was exhausted. On top of my real world stuff, I was actually the most excited and the most terrified to do this last mustache. And I will go into that why, like, right now. I am going to explain why right now. Mustache number. So this one was actually suggested as an offhand joke from somebody in my D&D group, and I immediately jumped on it because I'm like, yes. But this story has context, so let me tell you the context of that, of this story. So in my D&D groups, regardless of which one it is, I am the recap guy. I always type the recaps. I have to always be taking notes, and it is, it's just, you know? It's, So this person, this member, he always kind of like stays behind, and like we just kind of talk back and forth as I'm typing out the recap, because typing out the recap is very boring and it is very tedious, and if you don't type it right, it's still somehow your fault. It's always nice to have that other person there. Just different people remember different things. They're like, oh yeah, that happened too. That happened. It's like, oh shit, thank you for reminding me, right? Right? So that's what he does. He does that a lot. And like our characters in our main campaign, they're always kind of arguing back and forth. They're both actors of some kind. Like my character, the man in this image, he's a circus performer, so he's like a theater actor. His character, the elf, she's a voice actor. The thing about both of our characters is that they're both kind of on the run, as D&D groups go. They both have a hit out on them from their respective countries. It was weird when I actually think about how they bonded, because they bonded over playing Pokemon on their Nintendo Switch while my other character was peeking over his character's shoulder and telling my character which moves they were going to use so that my character could counter them and beat her. It makes absolutely no sense. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm going to draw one of your characters for this challenge. I hope you know that now. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, okay, can you like send me some references for your characters? And this motherfucker says, I would love to, but the only references that I have of these characters are the ones that you drew. I'm like, God damn it. So what he did was he kind of stayed up with me, and I just kind of watched him build this character, or at least this particular model that I'm using for reference. I don't remember what the game was. It was like something Souls, Infinite Souls or something. It doesn't matter. The point is, this image really, like, it's so weird because they're always busting each other's balls, but like at the same time they will still have each other's backs, and I really love their dynamic. Vacation friends. They are definitely vacation friends. Like, they would just randomly call each other up. It's like, hey, bitch. What's up, bitch? Alright, we're going to fucking Cancun this month. I've already ordered your ticket. You can Venmo me the $1,000. Don't worry. All expenses covered. Whoever called who. It's like, I actually have plans that weekend. It was like, nope. Fuck those plans. You're coming with me to Cancun. Okay. And the thing that I love about it is that they're both ridiculous in their own right, but they're also both each other's straight man. So they will, I don't know. I can just imagine an AU where they are roommates and they just like get into, they just have a fucking ridiculous loft in LA because it's always in LA. Fuck LA. But yeah. In this particular image, in this particular interaction, Dana, that's his character, the elf. She's always disguising herself, right? And so my guy, who is a circus performer, who knows how to disguise himself and everything, is just like walking up to her, like he notices her like putting on this ridiculous outfit, and it's just like, Dana, what the fuck? And then she's just like, oh. And my friend suggested, oh, yeah, but if you do it with her, it has to be the Groucho Marx mustache and glasses. I'm like, who the fuck is Groucho Marx? I didn't know the name, but I immediately recognized the glasses. And the second he suggested that, I knew that I was drawing Dana. I just knew. I knew. There was, like, no going back at this point. But onto the actual, like, image, I was very intimidated to draw it, and not because of Dana, but because of Daida and his tattoo sleeve. I really regret giving him such difficult tattoos. And it's not even, I guess difficult isn't the right word. They're not really difficult. It's more so that there's just a lot. And I really should have thought about that. But I'm like, hey, I'm never going to be drawing this character. Drag, you're an idiot. Of course you're going to be drawing this character. Because he's your D&D character, and you're an artist, and you love drawing D&D characters. But yeah, after I finished it, I was very pleased. And I think that this one actually ended up being my favorite. I was not expecting that, but this one also has a lot more sentimentality behind it, so, yeah. So, with the mustaches finished, I'm going to call the video here. Which stash is your favorite? Would you grow a mustache for the month? Did you grow a mustache for the month? Because I'm pretty sure that this video is coming out near the end of November. And, yeah. Please follow me on all my other social medias. I'm active on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. And if you feel so inclined, please donate a Ko-fi. We love our Ko-fis here. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.